Welcome to New York. This is the city that never sleeps. But in the sports world, it's been asleep for far too long. The Jets have not won since 1968. Basketball teams, the Knicks and the Nets, have not won since the 70s. The Islanders and the Mets have not won since the 1980s. The Rangers haven't since 1994, and not even the mighty Yankees have won a title since 2009. The Giants? It's been since 2011 when they defeated the New England Patriots for the second time in 5 years. In the 12 seasons that followed, they made the playoffs just twice, 2016 and 2022, and have had a positive point differential only twice, 2012 and 2016. In the last 7 seasons, 4 of them have ended with a minus 110 or worse point differential. They have gone through 4 coaches since Tom Coughlin left them and have not had a top 5 offense in points or yards since Coughlin's final season in 2015. They haven't had a top 10 defense in yards since 2016, and they were 9th in points allowed in 2020. Their leading rusher for 5 of the last 6 seasons is now playing for a division rival. Their roster is going to need a lot of help to compete in a tough division. The Giants have not had a 1,000-yard receiver since Odell Beckham in 2018. Who can fix this mess? Enter Barry Van Buren. Van Buren was a Super Bowl winning quarterback for the rivals down in Washington. They spurned him on getting a head coaching gig, so he's coming to the rival Giants. He will be tasked with fixing what is considered the worst overall team in the game and a potential landing spot for the number 1 overall selection. By the way, we will be tying this in with our Rutgers Dynasty on College Football 25. Make sure you guys go check out that video and get yourself a player in that series. Some league settings: we will be playing on all Madden 10-minute quarters, accelerated clock on with a minimum play clock time of 25 seconds. We will also have some cooldowns on the offensive play calls because I do like to use coach suggestions, and I'm going to be testing out some of this along this franchise. No home field advantage dynamic momentum. I feel like it makes the game completely unfun. We will only be letting the computer do practice reps for us. We will be turning tutorials, of course, off. We will also have no pre-existing injuries or practice injuries. I feel like that gets a little cheesy, and I don't think that the computer is fair about giving it to them. We will not have coach firing on for us. We are going to be the Giants, and we will not have dev trait regression because that's always broken. We will also have progressive fatigue off, and I ain't letting them fill my roster for me. With that, it seems like Barry Van Buren is ready to take the New York Giants into the future. I like looking at my rosters through the salary screen. I don't know about you guys, but let's take a look at what we are dealing with. Daniel Jones will be making a boatload of money, and he is just a normal dev at 71 overall. This is going to be rough with him at the helm. Sure, he is accurate, but he is not great under pressure. His throw power isn't up there, and he's ranked 36 for starting quarterbacks in the NFL, which means he's not really a starter. Competing to maybe take his job, obviously Tommy DeVito was on the roster last year. He doesn't have a face scan. Would be nice if he did, but still only normal development for him. Accuracy's way worse, arm way worse, intangibles way worse. Tommy DeVito probably not going to steal this job. Then there's Drew Lock coming over. 5-year veteran, 6'4", 228. He's got the body for it. He has the strongest arm on the team, but the accuracies leave a lot to be desired, and those intangibles can make it really rough. We'll be testing out QBs in the preseason. It might be an open competition, but I expect Daniel Jones to win. Obviously, with Saquon going to the rival Eagles, a new running back in the room for the Giants, Devin Singletary. Good player, very elusive, has a little bit of power to him as well, but not much of a pass catcher out of the backfield. This offense is going to look different without Saquon, and he's only ranked 26 in the league at running back, so bottom level starter is Devin Singletary, but we'll see what we can do with him. Competing for some carries is the rookie out of Purdue, Tyrone Tracy Jr. His one detractor is he's a 24-year-old normal dev rookie. It's going to be a little tough with him, but we're going to try to see if he can compete to try to get some of these carries. He also catches decently well and runs short enough routes. We'll see. He's got a little bit more of receiving to him, so he might be our third down back. Then there is Eric Gray. Eric Gray, the second-year man out of Oklahoma. He's got a little bit more receiving than power, but again, just a pure elusive back, and being a pure elusive back with only 86 speed could make it a little rough for Eric Gray to compete for those touches. At receiver, Darius Slayton leads the way as a deep threat receiver, and a true deep threat he is. 94 speed, 92 excel. He's got enough catching, but the in traffic is not going to be there. Routes, a little shoddy, runs better deep routes obviously than short and mid, so he has been the leading receiver 4 of the last 5 years for them. We'll see what we can do with Darius Slayton. The Giants haven't had a 1,000-yard receiver since 2018 when Odell Beckham Jr. was still with the team. The prospects aren't looking great here, as supposedly wide receiver 2 Allen Robinson. I don't think we'll be playing him there, but 88 speed, 88 catching, catches in traffic well, spec catch. He's got the best hands on the entire team, but his routes leave a lot to be desired. The real number 2 here is likely rookie Malik Neighbors out of LSU, the number 6 pick in the draft this past season. A lot of excitement for him. We'll see. Fans are hoping he can follow fellow LSU alum Odell Beckham Jr. and do what he did for the offense in 2014 to 2018. We'll see. Neighbors is going to be exciting. He's got a lot of speed. He can jump out of his shoes. The routes, again, need to be developed a little bit for Malik Neighbors. And we're taking a look because this could be big throughout the series. He wants historic championships, which the Giants do have. Wants a big market, which the Giants do have, but we need to find that franchise quarterback to get him to want to stay here long term. That is going to be huge. I'm also playing this on the new update of rosters that now takes away the fact that all hidden dev rookies were star, so he should be superstar dev. Another guy at our disposal, the speedy but low ceiling Wan'Dale Robinson. He should be fun to use. He's tiny, obviously, at 5'8", 185. He can move, he can catch, but not really in traffic or spectacularly, and he's better short routes than mid and deep routes. So he's got a lot of developing that he can do, and we'll see if we can get him to do it. Isaiah McKenzie is a kick return specialist, really, who is trying to make his way onto the roster at 29 years old. He's another one of those short, more speedy receivers that really needs to develop some form of route running. He also has no release, which is a bit of a problem if you're going to be a speedy ball catcher and not a route runner. If you can only run in straight lines, but you can't release, you have a little bit of a problem in this league. So we'll see if Isaiah McKenzie even makes the team. Then we got the homie Jalen Hyatt. I would love to see him make noise in this series. He is the second-year man out of Tennessee. He made a lot of noise in college. We'll see if we can use his burner speed and decent enough route running. Really needs to develop those hands, though. We'll see if we can get Jalen Hyatt to do that and make some real big plays in this franchise. In real life, the Giants have gotten a lot out of Isaiah Hodgins, the 6'3", now 4-year vet out of Oregon State. He is an even-keeled receiver across the board. You can use him for pretty much anything you want to. He definitely has the jumping, the catching. He has a little bit of route running. He's more of a playmaker, and he has made a lot of plays for the Giants in their offense. I don't know how long he's going to stick around with us, but we'll see if he can make some more plays. I really feel like he should be higher up the depth chart in overall, but the Giants stacked at mediocre receiver. Then we get to a couple of guys I don't really expect to make the team. Miles Boykin and Gunnar Olszewski. I don't really expect them to be on this roster, as neither of them are practice squad eligible, and they just don't really make a lot of sense. We'll see if they make any plays in preseason. One guy I am excited to try to develop, though, is the newest Giant from Penn State, Theo Johnson. He's filling that void where Saquon Barkley left as the local kid. And Penn State Theo Johnson, he will give the tight end position the speed that left when Darren Waller retired. 87 speed. He runs a 4.57 at 6'6", and that's a skill set that should pair really well with Daniel Bellinger. If we wanted to run any two tight end sets, it might be something I might look to do with these two players. But unfortunately, he hates this team because we are not close to home, we do not have a mentor, and the income tax is not good in New Jersey. So a little bit rough to try to keep Theo Johnson on this roster long term. But if we can't, Daniel Bellinger still has 2 years left with the club, and we can maybe try to keep him. We need a mentor at the position. We have to give him some money, and we got to try to win some games as a head coach, as of course we have no wins yet. 85 speed, 84 catching, and 89 excel are his specialties. He's pretty mediocre at best at everything else, but he's definitely made some plays in the Giants offense. Other guys trying to compete to make this roster: Chris Manhertz, Lawrence Cager, Jack Stoll, and I'm going to tell you right now, Tyree Jackson and Casey Kreider are going to get cut before we even get into preseason. In fact, Tyree Jackson, good to have you from Buffalo, but you're gonna have to find a new team, buddy. Same thing, Casey Kreider. Unfortunately, long snapper just doesn't really work in Madden, so goodbye, sir. That'll leave us open to sign some other guys who are going to be much needed. The offensive line has been a rough work in progress for the Giants. Andrew Thomas is absolutely the best piece they have at left tackle. Unfortunately for him, only star dev, but he is an 89 overall. Just doesn't quite fit the scheme for the Giants, but we'll see what we can scheme up with them and maybe try to get better fits all across the board. His backup right now is Joshua Ezeudu out of North Carolina, 65 overall. He does fit the scheme at left tackle, but he does not have a lot of strength, and that could be a problem for a blindside blocker. Also trying to make this roster is Nyodny Kajust out of West Virginia. We'll see if he's able to do so. At left guard, the Giants have John Runyon out of Michigan. He is a 4-year veteran with 87 strength. Not that bad. He's more of a pass blocker than a run blocker at guard, though. So we'll have to see how that dynamic sets up in this offense. Aaron Stinney figures to be his backup out of JMU, and he fits the scheme just right at left guard, and for good reason. He is, again, more of a pass blocker than a run blocker, with high awareness guy, high football IQ. Also trying to make the roster, Marcus McKeithen out of North Carolina. The Giants love these North Carolina offensive linemen. Unfortunately, he does not fit the scheme at all at left guard. We'll have to see. Maybe he can move around a little bit. He is not a pass blocker. Definitely more of a run block. At center, there's a lot of work in progress here, including John Michael Schmitz Jr. out of Minnesota. He is the man that they are trying to develop, but he's not a pass protector, and that could be a problem in this scheme. 69 pass block probably isn't going to get it done. And that means that Austin Schlottman also does not fit the scheme out of TCU, but he's not really a blocker at all, as you can tell. Good lead blocker, but everything else is an issue for Schlottman. Jimmy Morrissey is a guy that isn't practice squad eligible and we really have no use for. So we are going to go ahead and cut him in favor of maybe bringing in some practice squad eligible players. That leaves us looking at right guard with Greg Van Roten. And Greg Van Roten could fit the scheme. He's very, very close to fitting it. He's a solid blocker. As you see, not a lot of things outside of that green coloration, which means that he could probably play better than his overall suggests. He is ranked 15 at right guard in the league. His backup, potentially, Jalen Mayfield, who isn't a pass protector at all. Another power guy. Yeah, he can't block for the pass to save his life. 63 pass blocking. This is why Daniel Jones has been under heavy fire for years now, and every quarterback that has played a snap for the Giants. Hard to find those pure pass blockers, and it looks like Evan Neal hasn't had a good camp because Jermaine Illuminor has been kicked out to right tackle. He is a power right tackle, though, again, not a huge pass blocker. He's actually pretty good at almost everything else except pass blocking, and he is ranked number 23 at right tackle in the league. I don't know. This is going to be not my typical YouTube series when it comes to Madden, because usually I like to take teams that already have decent offensive lines so I can draft skill positions. Here, we're really going to need to focus on these trenches. Evan Neal just hasn't panned out yet. 41 at right tackle is what he's ranked. He is not a pass blocker as well. We need to find guys that can pass block. These two guys right here, Joshua Miles and Matt Nelson, no disrespect to them or their family, but again, we are looking for maybe more guys that can compete for a roster spot 1, or for 2, have that practice squad eligible so that we can put 12 guys that might actually be needed on this roster up at the NFL level. All right. The day of recording this, Jordan Phillips has been traded, so we are going to go ahead and do that trade right now. All right, the Giants have sent Jordan Phillips and a 2026 7th rounder to the Cowboys for a 2026 6th rounder. That's the trade we're going to run through. So without Jordan Phillips, there is going to be some competition on this team. Jordan Riley, the second-year man out of Oregon, is already 26 years old. He doesn't fit the scheme at all, but maybe we can find some use for him. A move to defensive tackle might work a little better with that strength tackling, more of that run-stopping type of guy, but we need speed rushers on the edge, and that's what we get out of Ryder Anderson out of Indiana, the third-year pro. Not fast, but he does have that strength and acceleration, as well as a little tiny bit of finesse moves. We could use some more, obviously, but he does have that swim move trait to help him out. There's going to be a lot of attempts at developing people along the way here. Raheem Nunez-Roches is right now the savvy veteran at right end, and he doesn't fit at all. Another guy that's a run stopper. The Giants trying to throw all kinds of D tackles at D end, and this is probably not going to go over well, but we'll see what we can do. Nunez-Roches probably makes the team. Where he slots in, we don't know. There's Timmy Horn, and Timmy Horn also not a speed rusher. Another run stopper, another guy probably best suited at defensive tackle with 85 strength, 79 tackling. We'll have to see. None of these guys are great at the edge, but one thing this team does have is an absolute goat at defensive tackle. Dexter Lawrence II, the lone superstar X Factor on this team. Also doesn't fit the scheme because it's speed rush all the way around, but he is the number 2 D tackle in the league, so he can work anywhere. As you can see, these ratings are incredible, so it doesn't matter. We are just hoping that he can do a lot on this defense. The Giants really leaning on him. Now, after this initial contract, it could be tough because he wants to play in the warm weather. He wants to play in a scheme fit. Neither of those are true for New York, and we don't have a franchise quarterback, but he does have the blitz ability. He does have inside stuff, and he does have El Toro. He is also missing 2 abilities. Now, this isn't a huge thing, but it could help us out. What do y'all think that I should do with these empty ability slots? Should we randomize them on a wheel in episode 2? Do you guys want to pick them? I don't know how we do it. Should I just pick it? I don't know. Let me know in the comments section below. Then there is DJ Davidson, who figures to benefit from the trade that the Giants made. He is at least getting the most buzz, but again, not a speed rush guy. Maybe we need to just change defenses. Maybe the defense the Giants are running just doesn't fit the Giants whatsoever. You let me know. But one thing the Giants are chock full of now is something they were never full of, and that's linebackers. Obviously, Kayvon Thibodeau, an edge. He's a power rusher playing in a speed rush scheme, but you know what? It doesn't matter. He's got 88 speed. I'm sure he can speed rush you with those moves and the tackling and the hit power and the block shedding. He does not have finesse moves, which is pretty much why he's not a speed rusher, but man, he can strip the ball. He has a high motor. He has a bull rush. The one thing I'm disappointed in is that he's star dev. I think he should be better personally, but his motivations, at least we have the historic championships and the big market. He also does not like our scheme, however. So we should be able to maybe keep Thibodeau after his 2 seasons are up. Azeez Ojulari, he's only got 1 year left with the team. He's already a 3-year pro, also only a star dev, but he is a speed rusher. Maybe we can put him as a down defensive end. 86 speed, he's got them finesse moves, doesn't quite have the block shedding, so it might be tough to get through that offensive line, but it'd be better than what we have there currently. And his motivations, he actually loves this scheme, and he is the current projected def number 2. He wants to be at the top of the depth chart. He can do that at defensive end. Then there is Boogie Basham Jr., also a speed rusher, another guy that maybe could benefit from the move to defensive end where he could actually start. 86 speed, 87 excel, a little tiny bit of finesse moves, not a lot of block shedding, but he doesn't have any coverage. So at linebacker, every once in a while, you got to do a little coverage. So maybe he would benefit from that move as well. He does not want to be in New Jersey though, but he loves the scheme and he likes that it's close to home. That brings us to the middle where the Giants have got Bobby Okereke, as I like to call him, Okereke, just because I like the way it sounds. But anyways, 86 overall. Again, another guy maybe got robbed a little bit on development, only a star dev, but he is fast, very fast and smart, very high IQ guy. The physical skills, not totally there, but he can definitely tackle, and the Giants love those kind of guys, like a Blake Martinez who can just make sure that tackles are made, and we're going to need Okereke to do that. He is the number 7 middle linebacker in the league. He is top of the depth chart. He loves the big market, and the scheme fit doesn't really work for him, but that'll be okay because he is still signed for 3 years, and there's nothing he can do about that, and at the age of 31, we'll probably let him go anyway. One guy I'd love to develop, though, is Isaiah Simmons. 6'4", 238. He's a coverage guy, fits the scheme here in the middle linebacker position, can hit like the Dickens, and is fast as all hell. That's the kind of guy you really want to bring along. But as far as him wanting to stay here, it looks like he might. 3-4 Storm, historical championships. He just wants to be in warm weather, which we, of course, do not have for him. But we'll see. As you can see, top right of the screen, this is why I like using salaries. Cap space is limited for re-signing next year. I would like to bring Simmons back, but I don't know if we're going to have the cash. Micah McFadden is the third guy, but he does not fit in this scheme. He is more of a run stopper, not great for middle linebacker in this scheme, but another fast tackling linebacker. Maybe we can use him on the outside. We'll see. Other guys competing for some playing time, aka to stay on the team. Matthew Adams, 69 overall at 28 years old. Probably not going to work. Darian Beavers, this is another guy that may get cut. He is practice squad eligible though, so that's where he may be thrown to. Then there's Carter Coughlin, of course, the son of the legendary Tom Coughlin. This is a guy they don't really want to cut, but of course not practice squad eligible, so could be an issue for us if he doesn't perform. We do have Darius Muasau out of UCLA. And this is a guy that I have some hopes for to maybe continue on in the series. For one, he fits the scheme. And he does so because he can hit, he can tackle, he runs, and he can pursue, and he plays some zone too. That is key. Linebackers that can actually cover some running backs out of the backfield is huge, but we do not fit his scheme. We do not fit his motivations at all. He wants a warm weather state, which we cannot provide. He wants a historic record head coach, which we cannot provide. And he wants money. So this is going to be tough to keep him around. Then there is the big offseason acquisition and huge extension handed out to Brian Burns. He is superstar development. He is the lone superstar on the team, and he is in the perfect spot for him at speed rusher from the edge opposite Thibodeau. 88 speed, 91 excel is insane. He's got crazy finesse moves. He is going to be a monster wrecking crew. He is the number 6 ranked right outside linebacker. It should go well. After these 5 years, I think we can probably keep him. Looks like he likes the scheme he's in and the market. These abilities, unfortunately, he is missing one. He's got strip specialist and speedster. What else should we put here? Should we roll it? Who knows? Let me know in the comments. Competing for them roster spots, Tomon Fox. I love the name. He is practice squad eligible, but unfortunately, we need a backup at right outside linebacker, so he may be that guy. 81 speed, 85 excel, 83 pursuit. He's got a little bit of strength as well. Obviously, a developmental project and a little old to start developing, but we'll see. Benton Whitley is a guy that actually has some buildable attributes here. Unfortunately, the zone coverage, the awareness, and the play rec, he is just not going to have any football IQ. Probably not going to get any of it in time to make an impact. Corners it's rough. Deonte Banks is the leader of the corner group. He's a man-to-man guy in a zone scheme, which isn't bad because he's pretty even-keeled all the way around. 94 speed, I like that, but the coverages are pretty low. Trey Herndon, 5'11", 190, is a 6-year veteran, and he's another guy that's pretty even-keeled all the way around. He's actually covers better in zone than in man, but he's a better cover guy than even Banks. As far as being able to keep him, should he play well? I think it should be possible. Then there's Cordell Flott, who's had some good, some bad since he became a Giant. He is a 2-year vet out of LSU, very much a zone man, and plays very well in zone coverage. Man isn't terrible, though. We can work with it a little bit. We'll see if he develops in this defense. Number 106 at corner, he's got a lot of climbing to do. Then there's just a lot of monkey poop up against the wall and seeing if any of it sticks. David Long Jr. is one of those. He's more of a man than zone guy, even though his ratings would suggest otherwise. So David Long Jr., a very interesting player here in Madden. Darnay Holmes, of course, been with the team here. Out of UCLA. Again, another guy suggests he's more of a man guy, and he barely is. Play rec is pretty decent. He can't press anybody to save his life, but he will make some picks, though. You see that 75 catching there. That should be interesting. Nick McLeod. This will be his 4th year out of Notre Dame, and he is a zone cover man, and that is 100% true. He cannot cover a guy one-on-one to save his life. This is the man I'm interested in, the rookie out of Kentucky, Andrew Phillips. Of course, more of a zone guy than a man guy. Right now, he couldn't cover a guy one-on-one to save his life either, but he's got a little play rec. He can do the press, and he can cover in zone. He's got that speed to him and really nice jumping as well. So we'll see if Andrew Phillips can make an impact enough for us to want to re-sign him. All we really need is that franchise quarterback, and it should be able to work. And to be clear, we absolutely plan on drafting a franchise quarterback in this series. Trey Hawkins out of Old Dominion is also fixing to try to make this roster. He is more of a man guy, and that's barely. This guy cannot cover, but he's pretty developable all the way around. As you see, no horrible ratings here. Nothing in the red outside of block shedding, but that's okay. We're not moving him to safety. Finally, there's Breon Borders, but Breon Borders, let me tell you, he's got nothing that we need, and he is not practice squad eligible, so he is going to be one of those early camp cuts for us. Brings us to the free safety position. Another guy I'm very excited about, the rookie out of Minnesota, Tyler Nubin. Run support, he perfectly fits this scheme. He is exactly what the Giants have been looking for here. 87 speed, 85 hit power, should be fun to use. We'll see if he can make that huge impact. He can catch too, 77. Should make some picks out there. After his initial contract, he loves the big market here. We can't get him the weather, but we do need a mentor at this spot for him. Surprised that Jalen Mills isn't a mentor. No, he is a trade target and bridge player, and I guess that's pretty true. Jalen Mills is the type of guy I'm not keeping around long term, obviously, but could work out for a really solid backup at free safety year one. Then there's Javarius Owens. He is practice squad eligible, which perfectly works for me, but he's more of a zone safety than a run support safety. He is not going to provide you a lot of wonderful tackling at just 62. That is going to be tough to work with. Then there's Elijah Riley. He is not practice squad eligible, probably not going to be a top 3 guy, so we're going to go ahead and let Elijah Riley walk off into the sunset out of Army, leaving us with just 3 free safeties. Strong safety, though, we have Jason Pinnock, and let me tell you, I've played a couple of games offline here, and Jason Pinnock has played really, really well. Multiple interceptions for me, only 72 catching. I don't know how he's doing it, but he is just in the right place, and it doesn't even look like he should be. So we'll see how he plays in this franchise. Could be a different story, but I'm excited for him. One guy I want to see some developing out of is Dane Belton. He's a young enough player to get that developing going, but zone safety perfectly fits the scheme. Doesn't exactly play super great zone coverage, though. His pursuit is even better, but he is speedy and he definitely can catch the football. So I would like to see him maybe make some plays in preseason. Make me want to play you, Dane. Then there's our kicker, Graham, what do you know, Gano, 37 years old, a 15-year veteran. We know all about him. He is going to kick some bombs for us, and he is being paid pretty handsomely to be our guy. I will not pay this much for a kicker again, I can guarantee you that. I manage my cap way smarter than. Then we also get the Scottish Hammer, Jamie Gillen out of Arkansas Pine Bluff. We only get him for a year, but he is a power punter with Star Dev. We'll see what we're going to do after this year with Jamie Gillen. We'll see how much money he actually wants, but it'd be lovely to keep the Scottish Hammer. One thing that's actually really cool about the Giants is they haven't done any dumb trades trading away their draft picks. They like to keep their draft picks. In fact, they have an extra 7th from Buffalo this year, and now with that Phillips trade, they turn a 7th into a 6th for next year. Now, we have 66 out of 75 players. It is time to try to bring some more bodies into camp. One body I want to bring into camp is a baddie. I want to bring in Tyler Batty from Missouri. He gives us some speed. He has some trucking. Somebody who could either maybe make the team surprisingly or be put on our practice squad. For storyline purposes and the fact that we absolutely need more linemen, we are going to bring in son of former Giant and Raider Tyrone Wheatley. We are bringing in Tyrone Wheatley Jr. out of Stony Brook. We'll see if he makes the roster. If not, he will be our practice squad tackle. In looking for ends that actually fit the scheme, guess what? Myjai Sanders out of Cincinnati is a guy that is perfect for this team. He either is going to make this team or be on the practice squad, but I would figure more towards the former than the latter. This guy should be able to fit this edge rush scheme that we are in, this 3-4 storm. And looking for more potential youth on the D-line, Perion Winfrey is a guy I'd like to bring in from Oklahoma. Obviously not going to fit the scheme as a run stuffer, but a defensive tackle, I feel like it could help us out for sure. In wanting some linebackers that either fit the scheme or potentially can make the move down to defensive line, Carson Wells is a guy that I thought of here. Speed, tackling, acceleration. He's got way more finesse moves. He is not a power guy whatsoever, and he's not really a man cover guy or a zone cover guy, so we'll see. He may be a guy getting down to that defensive line. I wanted some more competition at both safety positions, really, so Rashad Torrance is a guy that fits our scheme. We're going to give him a chance to prove it in camp. As strong safety, there were better options, but none that fit our scheme and our practice squad eligible as much as Josh Thompson out of Texas. Definitely one guy I want to give a chance to with the 92 speed and 92 acceleration. He should be flying all over the place. I don't know if that means he's going to make any plays, but there's only one way to find out. And that leaves us still available to bring 2 more guys in. My thought is, why not bring another quarterback body in and try to see where your best backups slash maybe starters lie? I know that Matt Corral's not going to fit this scheme at all as a scrambler, but he's got a lot of pretty decent ratings here. That awareness is what's really bad, but in a user style series, maybe Matt Corral can get something done. Finally, I'm going to level with you guys. I know that for some reason our scheme is pass protector at center. I want to bring in Dwayne Brown just for the mentorship of the younger centers that are on this roster, because none of them are good. And he has a lot of really good ratings. He could even potentially start at center this season. We'll see if that happens, comes to fruition, maybe in training camp and in the preseason. But we're bringing Dwayne Brown in. With that, our full 75-man roster is set, and we are going to have some decisions to make along this preseason. That's our preview. Next episode, we will show you guys preseason highlights, what the final roster will be, our schedule, and set you up to begin the regular season of year number 1. Welcome to the New York Giants franchise on Madden 25. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time.